Welcome to Mathematics Tour. In this video, I will discuss standard form. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell to receive notification anytime I upload a new video. Now, let's jump into standard form. A number is said to be in standard form if it could be written in the form a times 10 to the power of n, where a is a number between 1 and 10 excluding 10. That is, your standard form number could only be from 1 to 9 point something, so it is not up to 10, and the n is either a positive or a negative integer. How to get the value of the integer? That is, when will it be positive and when will it be negative? You need to know that the value of the integer depends on the direction you take. The integer is positive when you move forward. For example, if you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, this is the same as 2, 4, 6, 8, 3.0. So it is very important for you to always write the number like this. There must be a decimal point in your number as it tells you the direction to take. I'm sure that I have to count towards this direction. Then the next thing I need to do is to form my standard form number. If I put it here, that is, it will be 2468.3. Of course, it does not meet the criteria. Don't forget that the standard form number can only be between 1 and 10, excluding 10. So the right position will be here. So that will give me 2.4683. And obviously, I have to count towards this direction. That means I'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in this case, the value of the integer, which is n, is positive 4. The integer is negative when you move backward. For example, you have 0.0086. So in this case, the decimal point is already there. That means we need to count towards this direction. Then the next thing is to form our standard form number. So this is the right position. It will be in between 8 and 6, as that is where the number meets the criteria. So it will be 8.6. So obviously I have to count towards this direction. So from here, 1, 2, and 3. So since we counted backward, the value of the integer, which is n, is negative 3. So now you know how to form the standard form number and how to get the value of your integer. So let's look into 4 examples. Example 1, write 3568 in standard form number. Earlier in this video, you were told to always ensure that there is a decimal point in the number. So that means 3568 could be written as 3568.0. Now, I'm sure that I have to count towards this direction. So the next thing I need to do is to form the standard form number, and that will be 3.568, as I can only put it here and it meets the criteria. So 3.568 so will be the standard form number, and I will count towards this direction as discussed earlier. So it will be 1, 2, and 3. So that will be positive 3. So this in standard form number is written as 3.568 times 10 to the power of 3. So this is very easy for you to do. Once you know the steps, it is always very simple. So let's look into another example. Example 2, write 8 million in standard form. Firstly, we need to ensure that there is a decimal point here. So we need to rewrite this as 8,0,0,0,0,0, then 0.0. Now, it is obvious that we'll count towards this direction. So this standard form number will be 8.0, as this is the only position I can put the decimal point and it will meet the criteria. So the standard form number is 8.0. Then if you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that means the integer is positive 6. So we have 8.0 times 10 to the power of 6, which is the same thing as 8 times 10 to the power of 6. Let's look into the third example. Write 0.456 in standard form. Okay, so in this case, we already have a decimal point here. So that means we'll count towards this direction. Then the next thing we need to do is to form the standard form number. So the only point you could insert the decimal point and meet the criterion is between 4 and 5. So that means my standard form number is 4.5. Then from here you need to count backward once, and that will be times 10 to the power of -1. So 0.456 in standard form is written as 4.5 times 10 to the power of -1. Let's look into the last example. Write this number in standard form. So we already have the decimal point here. That means we will count towards this direction. It will be backward. So the standard form number will be 2.5. So let's start from 2.5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it will be 2.5 times 10 to the power of -9. So in summary, when you count towards this direction, the value of your integer will be positive, and when you count towards this direction, so the value of your integer will be negative. And also the standard form number must be between 1 and 10, excluding 10. And finally, always ensure that there is a decimal point before you begin to take the steps. For instance, if you have 4, 5, 7, 8, you want to write it in standard form, you should ensure that there is a decimal point by putting a decimal point here to be 8.0. Then this tells you that you have to count towards this direction. And if you have a number like 0.476, so of course the decimal point is already here, so you must count towards this direction. So when you form your standard form number, then you come towards this direction. So this is the end of this video. In the next video, I'll teach you how to add and subtract numbers in standard form.